the New Orleans Saints as they are getting ready to take on the Chicago Bears. Now, Caleb Williams, Spencer Rattler know each other very well. They were at Oklahoma together.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler was, what did they say? They said they're
cordial.
Yes, not
cordial.
Best friends, but they're cordial.
It was a very dry answer from Spencer. He doesn't give you a lot of color. He doesn't give you a lot of.
Unless you ask him about Ghost or Taco Bell.
Well, I mean, a friend of the show, of course,
Yes.
Spencer Rattler. He's going to be a little bit looser, talking to some former players. You know, when you ask him about Ghost and Taco Bell and how many points he's going to score in an NBA game, 6 points, he said. Pretty good.
Pretty good. He did say YouTube me.
YouTube me.
Not the Google me like Kurt Signetti, who, by the way, will get there. Dollar bills.
Yeah, that's probably like the age gap.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, it's YouTube me. Used to be Google me.
That was my whole point.
Ah, got it.
Yeah.
Well, I got there.
Yeah, you got there.
Good point, though.
Oof. It took you a while. So.
But, yeah, they say, you know, how's your relationship? He thought for a little
both
bit.
of them have kind of been like that, too. They asked Caleb, too.
Kind of like it kind of looked like he, like, sucking his teeth a little bit. Like, yeah, cordial. That's about it. I'll say hi to him. We'll say what's up before the game.
Yeah.
So that means that, like, if you're looking at it, if you're keeping record at home, if you're keeping score, and press conference, NFL press conference rules, that means they don't like each other.
You're calling your shot? You're calling it?
I mean, if you even, like, semi-like the person, you're like, oh, yeah, dude, we're cool.
Yeah.
Cordial. That means I don't like you, but we're not going to fight.
I mean, at the time, like, so Spencer's there, like, and that's why I always go back to whenever we talk about how talented is Spencer Rattler. He was on track to be, like, a first-round guy. Like, everybody believed that about him. And then that year at Oklahoma, he was going through a little minor injury. He's trying to come in, trying to come out. Wasn't playing horrible, but got replaced by Caleb Williams.
Yep.
Now, Caleb Williams, #1 overall pick.
Yeah, kind of won a Heisman.
You watch him throw a football, you're like, I get it. Okay. So, like, even like Spencer got replaced by that guy, it's like, well, I mean, that guy's going to replace most people. But I'm sure that relationship was strained a little bit because they're competing, they're battling for the same spot. And, look, sometimes that relationship can be great. You and Jamarcus, great relationship, right? There's other quarterbacks that were at LSU, not so great. And that's okay. The same thing with running back, too. I'm not casting stones to just quarterback. Same thing for running backs. Like, me, Keelan, and Charles, and Murph, like, we had a great relationship. But there was times before when I was a younger player, like, you could tell, like, there was that rivalry because you wanted to be the guy, and it didn't really go away.
Yep. Well, it's just like anything. It's like coworkers. You just have to you're forced to spend so much time with people.
Yeah.
Personalities sometimes clash.
Right.
And you either like someone or you don't, or it's like, you know, we're cool. Like, I'm with you. Like, let's say
man.
We're cool. Like, we're gonna hang out. We're gonna, you know, share a couple laughs, some smiles. We're gonna work together. We're all working towards the same goal. But like in a quarterback room, there's only one guy that gets to play. So if like your personalities don't mesh,
that's true.
And you're also, you're competing for the job, and you both feel like you're really good. Yeah, you tend to not like each other sometimes. And that's
okay. So
nature.
I'm going to lean on you for this conversation because
and I've only had I was only around 2 people that personalities did not mesh. Right? That's not a teaser. It's not like I'm going to like air out dirty laundry.
Oh man, I was hoping we. Get you there.
I think y'all could put the pieces together. Guys.
I was kidding.
Relax. One in college, one in the pros. But but it's like, but in the running back room, like 4 of y'all can play in a game.
Yeah. Right.
Now, there's going to be one, like, go-to dude.
Yeah, right.
But, like,
it can be a bell cow.
In quarterback, it's like you're either playing or you're not.
True. And look, like I said, I've been around some running back rooms that we had 4 or 5 people playing, and those 4 or 5 people didn't jive off the field, and it wasn't, like, kumbaya by any means. It wasn't bad. But, like, if you could get it together, like, there's a great video, one of my favorite times at LSU. I scored against Auburn, and the first people that met me was Keelan on the hash and Charles on the numbers. And you could see, like, how excited they were. And I remember against Virginia Tech when Keelan hit that long run, me and Chuck Scott, like, trying to meet him in the end zone. Like, we had a really, really good relationship. Sean and Quinn had a great relationship. They played fullback together. And that's probably not the norm, but, it's easy when things are going that way. Right. But all of us were playing. Like, Charles was going to make a play. Keelan was going to make a play. I was going to make a play. Trendon was going to go make a play. And all of us got to eat. For you, for quarterback, it was different. So, like, that relationship being, cordial or whatever, yeah, they were fighting for the same spot. They certainly don't have the same personality, and that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and it's and again, cordial's like a word to say like, hey, we're not the cut from the same cloth, but we respect each other and we competed. So, and that was one of the first questions I asked Spencer. I wanted to ask, like, you get a chance to talk to a quarterback in the NFL, you ask somebody, how's your quarterback room? How's your relationship with everybody? Because those like, you spend the most time with those guys, and it can elevate a quarterback's play when you have a good supportive. Like if him and Tyler Shuck are quote unquote just cordial with each other, that could deter the gameplay from whoever is out there playing.
Yeah.
But if you have a good relationship with each other and you're cheering for each other, and like you said, if the backup quarterback's the first person giving the starting quarterback a high five, especially after they've been competing, that's a really good sign of a relationship. So. I don't know. I think we've kind of gotten pretty deep in this conversation based on.
I didn't even mean to.
It didn't even really mean to.
I was trying to talk Saints and Bears, but it was I saw both of them interviewed this week and asked that question. I'm like, ooh, y'all didn't jive.
So I guess if they're both getting assets, it had to have been some sort of sub-story.
And honestly, like I thought we'd spend a couple minutes on this, but it is fascinating because for you, like you're right, you're in a different spot than I was at running back because it was you and only you, whoever was playing. But I brought it up because I was trying, like, I got to believe Spencer Rattler, more than any game they've played this year, wants this game because it's against that guy.
Yeah.
All right, that guy that replaced you in college. I believe that most Saints on this roster that were here a year ago offensively want this game because Dennis Allen is calling the defense on the other side. So there's a lot of – the whole reason I'm bringing it up is there's a lot of things that could be used as motivation for these Saints players in this week, certainly on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, this is what we call a highlighter game where you get that schedule printed out, you put it up on the refrigerator, and you get your highlighter out and you highlight Chicago Bears. And why? Because of Dennis Allen. And I think a lot of the guys on the team probably have that Dennis Allen motivation right now, that bullseye, because of just the disaster that what was Dennis Allen. And why would they have that bullseye on him? I mean, it was their coach, blah, blah, blah. Of course, they didn't have success, but it was still their coach. They respected him. I don't know. I don't know if he respected them. I don't know. He made some of the weakest, most boldly, weak-chinned, disrespectful comments I've ever seen from a head coach last year.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
After, when your coach does not defend his own team.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, you defend your team. And then if you want to fix it, you do it behind closed doors.
And you know what? Even if you don't want to defend your team, you just say, I'm not going to answer that right now. We'll handle it internally.
Yeah.
You don't
throw
go your
apologize.
Team. You don't go apologize to your rivals' head coach and fan base.
Spence, Rat Dad. Please go put up 40.
Rat.
Kendre, please run for $120.
You think Jameis Winston, even though he is, far removed from the Saints right now, is texting the players this week like, hey, let's go. Let's get this one. Let's get it.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got the whole Saints offense on a group chat just with Jameson. Let's go, guys.
Oh, is it going to be an easy game for the New Orleans Saints? No. Are they going to be obviously an underdog in this contest? Yes. It's on the road against a team in Chicago right now that's 3-2. They just won their last game on the road against the Commanders. Now, the spread's not what maybe you would think it would be. It's only 4.5 right now in favor of the Bears. It actually opened up at 5.5, so it actually has gone down. This is not a matchup that is, unwinnable for the New Orleans Saints. In fact, Spencer Rattler right now has more passing yards than Caleb Williams. Mm-hmm. All right, now I don't know if AK plays in this game. I know he's been hurt. He was back at practice in a limited fashion. He's got more rushing yards than Swift, okay? Chris Olave has more receiving yards than Rome Odunze. All right, Carl Granderson has more sacks, almost by double, than their leading sack getter. You got some advantages in this game that people aren't talking enough about, right? You've played well enough to be in this game, win this game potentially on the road, and you go to Chicago and get a dub. That can do a lot for the future of what the rest of the season looks like.
Yeah, that'll be a big deal if you can. And this is let's not get it twisted on the Saints roster and their record right now. We know they're 1-5. But we know that they are really, really close to being a 500 football team right now.
And I know they've played one more game. That doesn't matter, though. I'm just saying, like, the stats are not that far off. Sorry.
That's okay. But the Chicago Bears are a dangerous team. Now they got a lot of glaring weaknesses on their defense that they've shown. Even in the rain last week, the Commanders were able to move the ball. There was guys open, so there's a lot of things for them to work on. But we know, historically speaking, as much as it pains us to hear it and pains us to say, like, Dennis Allen is historically a good defensive coordinator. So nobody knows the personnel better than him. Right, he's got personal familiarity with him. He spent every single day with him, so he's probably got a little good scouting report on every single one of these players. So I'll be interested to see what kind of game plan. Dennis Allen has always been known to run a little bit non-traditional coverages, a lot of two invert, a lot of weak inverts. We always, when we were when I was in Oakland and we had to play, Dennis Allen was the head coach. Like, their defense was so non-traditional. We had to have separate periods on offense to go against more traditional type coverages, your normal cover 1, 2, 3, 4s, because everything they did had some sort of invert. It just like challenged your rules a little bit. Now it leaves a lot of weaknesses and a lot of holes, but if you have a good defense and the longer a defense is together and gets that chemistry, the better that defense becomes. So Chicago is one of these teams. I've been saying it since the preseason. The back half of the season, I think they're going to be really dangerous. Once that Ben Johnson offense really starts to sink in, Caleb really gets used to being under the center a little bit more, playing with his back to the defense a little more and play action and handing it off and things like that. I think they're going to be really good. So this will be, if the Saints can go up to Chicago and take this one from a Caleb Jackson, from a new head coach, Dennis Allen at defensive coordinator, it would be a big, big statement win.
Yeah, I think it would be as well.
I don't know what the statement is.
It's still
it's just a statement that we're moving in the right direction.
Yes, it would be so good for the feel and the vibe of the future of the Saints with a new coach, with a young team in a lot of different spots. And, the Bears had a lot of success last week because they could run the football against the Commanders. Can they do that against the Saints? I don't know. DeAndre Swift's a little banged up. And so you've got some matchups that I like, even though you're going on the road against a team that's got a winning record. So here's to Spence getting his revenge. Here's to Kendre Miller getting his revenge. And here's to all of the Saints that had to put up with Dennis Allen and his weak chin and baby cakes getting their revenge.
Oh, baby cakes.